So I was feeling a little uninspired about making a video this week. And I asked my Instagram audience if there was anything that they needed help with. And I got this question from one of our members. How do I stop self-sabotaging? I want to fast to feel better. I keep quitting. So I love these kind of comments because they are right up our mindset alley. And this is what we really like to talk about here is the mindset approach that we have to take in order to be successful with anything, which includes something like intermittent fasting. So remember, intermittent fasting is a choice that we are making. It's a conscious choice to abstain from putting anything in our body that's going to create any kind of work or chemical or hormonal response from our body that's going to take us out of that healing state. So the first thing I recommend or advise or coach women on when they're in this position of feeling like they're self-sabotaging and they just can't get what it is that they say they want for themselves is to think about why they're wanting to create a change in the first place. And I really ask women to get to that why that is so deep that it makes you feel something. Oftentimes when we think about our why or we get asked what our why is, it's very surface level, kind of superficial, and it's just what's easy to come up with in the moment. And so oftentimes it's like, oh, I want to lose weight or I want to feel better. And so as a coach, my job is to keep asking you why until you get to the why that's going to move you. So in this person's particular situation, why is it that you want to feel better? Would be the first question that I would ask. And depending on what their response is, I would ask again, but why is that important to you? And why is that important to you? And why is that important to you? Until you get to that why, that makes you realize how important it is for you to create this change. And if fasting or intermittent fasting is the tool that you're choosing to create that change, what is it about fasting that has you in the mind space that you're self-sabotaging? And what does self-sabotaging mean to you? And what I like to get women to understand is you can change your identity. You do not have to identify as someone who self-sabotages. And I think once we recognize that and we let go of that identity and we let go of that acceptance of what it is we're doing, we can move on and become something else. So what if you're just struggling with your fasting window, or if you're struggling with the feeling of hungry and you don't understand why you're feeling that way? Or maybe you're someone who really hasn't developed a healthy relationship with how you show up around food yet. Like, those are real things that are happening in the world today, and especially real things that are happening in the world today with women. And if we can get to that acceptance and we can get to that real true problem that's going on, then we can start working on a solution. So if you are someone who maybe doesn't have a healthy relationship with you and how you show up around food, figure out what's going on in that scenario. And this is where I like to create boundaries and things that I like to call tripwires that are going to catch you in the act of doing something that you're going to later regret or think you are self-sabotaging with. And so I am a firm believer in putting sticky notes in places, putting a little towel or tie around the handles in your pantry where maybe you unconsciously go to snack, whatever it is. Make it really uncomfortable and really difficult for you to undo the plan that you have for the day, or for you to be in a situation where you end up not doing what it is you say that you really want. When we do things like unconsciously use food when we're feeling or thinking certain things, we have to just bring ourselves back to that conscious state so we realize what's about to happen. If we're trying to do something like intermittent fasting so we can feel better, and we're in a certain state of thought or a certain state of feeling where we go deep into unconsciousness, meaning we're not thinking about where we are in the present moment, and we don't have a healthy relationship with food, we use food as that numbing agent or the thing that we do to kind of buffer ourselves so we can check out even deeper. And then when we eat the thing, the activity of the eating usually knocks us back into consciousness But if you're fasting, then it's too late. You've probably already broken your fast. So what can you do to stop yourself in your tracks before you get to that place and you can bring yourself to consciousness without choosing food or drink to do that? And this is where you just have to put things in place for you. And then let's talk about the last part of her statement where she's saying, I keep quitting. It's okay to fail at things and then go back and restart them after you've learned the very valuable lesson of whatever it is that made you feel like you failed at the thing. Just don't quit. You can start over any and every day you choose to start over. But if you quit, you're giving up every possibility that you have to be successful, again, at whatever it is that you say that you want. In this situation, the person just wants to feel better. And the wanting to feel better is probably the root cause for the self-sabotaging and the quitting. We got to get you to the win. We got to get you to a place where you automatically feel better so that the fasting part of feeling better will just be the bonus. You'll actually start feeling again. Again, like I just said, a lot of times when we use food in inappropriate ways and we get into that unconscious state, trying not to feel things, that's really the problem. So step number one, don't identify as a self-sabotager if that's not working for you. You can put yourself in a bunch of different scenarios. I need to learn how to handle myself around food more appropriately so that I can reach my goals. I am in control of myself when food is present. When I am not feeling good because of thoughts that are in my head, I go for a walk. I call a friend. I sit and meditate for 10 minutes. Whatever it is, you have to create an action that's going to get you the result that you want when you're in that thought and feeling state. And if self-sabotaging and quitting is not working for you, then you have to create a new action. Intermittent fasting is one of the easiest ways to look and feel your best. But we really have to do that inner work, which is why we talk about mindset here all the time. It doesn't matter how many salads you eat. It doesn't matter how much protein you're consuming. If you still identify as someone who's self-sabotaging and you always quit and always start over, that mindset is going to drive those actions, and it's probably rolling over into other areas of your life. So let's win at the fasting part first, so that win can also carry over into other areas of our life. Just choose your fasting hours, when you're going to start your fast and when you're going to end your fast. And within that time frame, you do not put anything in your body that could possibly break your fast. Build those boundaries, build those tripwires, and don't allow yourself to give in. Once you get the first win, you will start to get that empowered feeling. Your body will start responding to what you're doing in fasting, and then everything will start changing for you. You get the win with fasting, and that feeling will then carry on into other areas of your life. Fasting can be the starting place for you to look and feel your best in all areas. And that is exactly why we practice intermittent fasting from the mindset approach here in this community. If you are interested in jumping into class with us where we work on these very specific things so that you can feel successful with intermittent fasting, we have our next course starting on January 31st, depending on when you are watching this video here. We will be having a last intermittent fasting course in March. So March 2025 will be the last intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman group course that we are going to be offering. I don't know how long we're going to put the course on pause, but I have some other things that I'm really excited to share with you here in our community. So we're going to be focusing on that for a few months and taking a break from the group coaching class that I usually do every month. So if you want to get in, I would say February or March would be the best time for you to jump in. I am extending the access that you have to class for 6 years. So you will have more than the usual 1 year access. You will have access for 6 full years, and you'll be able to take advantage of the group coaching environment that comes along when you're in a monthly class. As always, I will include information about how to jump into class here, and it's always available in the description box below. If you have anything that you would like to contribute to today's topic that you think might help someone, please feel free to share that in the comment section below. We are better as a community, so please feel free to be part of the community here in the comment section. Or if you just like to say hello and let me know that you stopped by, I always love that as well. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys soon.